Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew guy, and this is a tools of the trade video. This is a Spittoon review. But before I get to the Spittoon, I did want to say real quick, there will be a short format dip review coming tonight after this. And there's going to be a special one in the Tuesday night slot 2 days from now, okay? The slot that I've been usually doing or recently doing alternatives, it will be a short format dip review just this week, but that will be on Tuesday night. Anyway, this review is thanks to Hoss 304, and this is a live mug. Now I have put it back in the packaging for the benefit of this review. I have had it out though and have run a couple tests on it already. Comes like this. You can find these on Amazon.com. They retail around $13. I am not sure what the shipping is. All right. It comes like this in a Amazon bag. You know, they're non-actual Amazon employee delivery drivers, if you know what I'm talking about, deliver it. So this came yesterday. Yesterday. It was a day early. All right. So it's a box, basically, barcode on it. It does denote that it is made in China. Now, on Amazon, these are sold under a couple of different, maybe even more than a couple of different brand names. This one, as you can see, is Live Mug. There are at least one other, maybe more than that, brand names that make basically the same thing. It is made in China, basically a very light cardboard box, paper board if you would. Comes in plastic. This, which I will be getting back to, was actually originally in the bottom of the product, but it was such a pain in the butt trying to get out of there that I decided not to put it back in for this part. So that is the collapse version. Now, this is the sell point for this. Until it is actually in use, you can have it in a collapsed state. To give you an idea what that is looking like, it's just a classic mud jug. All right. Now, because of the rubber top being okay seal, you do have to open it to pull this up. Now there are drawbacks with this, all right? And there's a big plus. And the plus is going to be for anybody that chews, all right? It's the amount this thing can hold. I pulled out the measuring cup and did a water test on it. This thing will hold with breathing room after 16 ounces. 16 ounces. It holds 4 ounces more than the Snuff Buddy. So the drawback is that the lid seal is not, with water at least, it is not 100%. It does leak. Now what you got here basically is from here all the way up to here is green silicone. All right. They've put a rubbery plastic belt on it right here, all right, and a collar on it right here. And by doing those two spots, that's how they can make it collapse on itself. All right. As for how you expel saliva into it, it's very, I have used it once. I was using it last night. It's very soda can ish. Probably a little bit more comfortable than a soda can. But well, as you can see, it's even somewhat along the lines of soda can visually. Now this part, you do not just, it will come back down on you, but this does actually turn. All right. It goes in fine. It holds a lot. This lid, though, is an issue. Now, 16 ounces, I mean, if you were an active, using chewing tobacco on a daily basis and the amount of saliva that creates, then, I mean, this really is the size of container you need if you're indoors. 16 ounces is what you, or even more, really. But, I mean, that is a definite pro. The con with this is, number one, the lid does not come off easy. You have to get a hold of the collar here, because if you grab the green silicone, it just bends with it. So you got to hold the collar and you get it off. Now, the collar is over this green silicone. As I said, this green silicone is, the whole bottle is that. It just has like a rubbery plastic belt and collar up here over it. The green is all the way inside, all the way down. So the green comes up to the top, and from the deep groove in the lid, the idea is that the top of the green silicone acts as the gasket. In theory, it's a pretty sound idea. Unfortunately, it does not actually work out that way. Keeping in mind with water, okay? I did not try a spill test with this because I was using it just dipping. There wasn't enough to spill, all right? But with water down, it leaked. It even leaked out through this, which is a fairly good seal. I mean, if you had this upright in a card holder, which I am not sure if it would fit all card holders, but like a cup holder in a car, but this bottom part does give play, so you could probably make it fit. It's not gonna just go perfectly down like this thing or a roadie from Mud Jug, but this is going to give you play. You can get it into a cup holder if you want it, probably any size. If it's upright in a cup holder, this thing is fine. You have to pop this to expand it and push it down just to let air out when you're doing it. All right. So, I mean, it's good enough when engaged if this is in an upright, secured position, like a car cup holder. But this and the lid, if you were chewing, if you had a bag of Stoker's Peach and you filled this all the way up, which is possible when you're chewing, without emptying it, filled it all the way up, I would not have this in a unsecured position, okay? Because this lid right around the seam will leak. And that will leak. That is good enough that you have to open it to collapse the product and open the product. But that is not good enough. Now, mind you, when I did the test, measuring cup, 1 cup measuring cup. So 1 cup is 8 ounces. I poured 2 of them in here and had a little room left. All right. When I did the leak test, I turned it upside down. That's 16 ounces of water putting pressure on the bottom. That's a lot more water. Now, I mean, a mud jug, you got to understand, a classic mud jug, unless you're trying to tilt it to the side to get more in, only holds like maybe 5 ounces, pushing it, okay? This holds 3 times the amount, but if you turn it upside down, that is 3 times the pressure going down on whatever you're relying on to keep it contained, okay? Now, these have been around for quite a while on Amazon. I remember seeing these back before I was actually dipping and chewing full time anyway. And they are now sold as for tobacco users. But if you read the description on them, they do outline what they used to be sold as. For pregnant women that are having either morning sickness or over salivating, which is something that happens during pregnancy. I'm not going to get into it all because I'm not a doctor. But that's what these used to be basically marketed for. And now they're marketed for smokeless tobacco users. But they still, if you read down the description, a lot of them still have and or pregnant women. Which that aspect explains, you know, baby bag, purse, you know, you get what I'm saying. Right? So, it's dual purpose. It's made in China. All right? I mean, they don't go out of the way to try to hide it. It's made in China by, like, 1990s Chinese. Like, not Western tech savvy Chinese. Because the one side is in Mandarin, but the other side is in English that has no connecting words. And I will show you what I mean. Due to our bottle is made of platinum silicone, it's normal that there may exist slight natural silicone smell. We suggest below method to improve if you don't like it. It gets better. Boil the bottle in hot water for 5 minutes. Dry it and then smell removed. Boil bottle, 5 minutes. Dry it. Smell removed. 2. Fill the bottle with 2 grams or more of red or green tea. Yeah, that's not a giveaway. And at least 80% of 90 Celsius or highest hot water. 90 Celsius or highest hot water. Close cap and seal the bottle for 2 hours. Discard tea and water. Dry it naturally. Then smell is basically removed. So that's how you do that. Anybody that wanted to know? Truth be told, I didn't notice any smell with this, and I've used the thing once. I mean, it's clean now, but of course, keeping in mind they're going to the extra route here, and this also plays into why I rechecked the Amazon page. Pregnant women are getting all sorts of strange smells going on. Guys that have had kids know this, you know. So, you know, anything could either be turning them off or... There is a silicone smell. I mean, it's very light. It's nothing that, without having someone point it out via a little tag with poor English on it, I would have ever noticed by myself. There is a processed plastic silicone smell to it. But, you know. Anyway, so the tags I'm using, you know, the packaging is what it is. It's, you know, it doesn't really matter. The thing is, I mean, for the price, and that's the other part. I mean, that, if it, okay, let's say it's $13. I think it's like 12 something. $13. That puts it $3 less than this. Tell you the truth, This one's soda can like top is easier than the straw spout. I will give it that. It's easier than that. It puts it 11 to $33 cheaper than one of these. You know, it's about as cheap as you can get for a spittoon with a closed top, except for some of those rip-off mud jug things, if you know what I'm talking about. They sort of look like mud jugs, but they have like a detachable ashtray on top of them too. Yeah, those things are cheaper than this. But for $13 to get the job done, something to spit in that you don't see the spit, it works. It works, okay? I mean, I wouldn't fill this up with 16 ounces of byproduct and then start, you know, having a catch with it, but it works. As far as that, I mean, I don't personally have a need to have it collapsible and whatnot, but somebody might. Somebody that's carrying it into somewhere, inside a backpack or whatnot, that may be useful. Keeping in mind that once you use it, I wouldn't suggest compacting it. It does go to like a half position, which I will try to do right now. That's the half position. That way you sort of have more of a hold, and it probably still holds more than a mud jug like that. So the silicone itself, you know, there's nothing going to leak through this, short of you taking a knife to it or something. This is not going to be compromised. The belt and the collar are not going to be compromised because that silicone's running underneath them. The thing is that the lid's a little goofy trying to get tightened and loosened. And 16 ounces of water turned on the end does get through it. And really, besides that, that's the only real drawback. But keep in mind, there is nothing, and I've said this before in one of these reviews, there is nothing that is spill-proof. Okay? One, there is nothing that is spill-proof. And two, never underestimate a person's ability to spill something. Even if all odds say it shouldn't be able to be done, someone will manage to do it, I guarantee you, every time. So it's not like having an open, red cup, obviously. For me, I'm pretty. I like what I like, and I figured out what I liked years ago. But there's nothing really wrong with this, in my mind, with the exception of under 16 ounces of pressure. Right here will leak water, and that will. But that's my take on it. All right. As I said, it is convenient enough to find. It's on Amazon. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Amazon. In fact, I'm not a fan at all of Amazon. But that's where you find it. Look for Live Mug. There will probably be a couple others that pop up under different names. Live Mug is the green one. It is a Chinese product, but, I don't mind Chinese products like this. But this is fine. It's when they're making the software for our, weapon systems. That's when I have a problem. So, Live Mug. Let me get this again. Sorry. Collapsible travel spittoon. Found on Amazon. Usually for it, I did do a check earlier today. You punch in spittoons and then look for it. If you punch in Live Mug, you can't find it. All right, punch in spittoons and you should see a picture of it in its extended form like this. All right, so Hoss 304, I thank you, sir. I hope everyone's well. I am off now to do a short format dip review, so I will see you in a little bit. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.